Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the press. Good morning, the lovers of Biafran freedom. Good morning to Nigeria, good morning to Africa, and good morning to the world. Hear the breaking news and also the stories trending around the globe. Coming from the platform of Okute Teletalk, I am Amanda Neze, your presenter for today's news. Please hear the headlines in details. I have not committed no offense. Federal government of Nigeria, or you can call them Fulani government of Nigeria, afraid of prosecuting me. This one is coming from the detained and the incarcerated leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. According to Shehu Sani, make una hear wetin dey happen for the Fulani controlled government of Nigeria. She needs prayers, according to Shehu Sani, reacts as one of the nominees in this present administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where her name be Beta Edu, promises to lift 133 million Nigerians out from poverty. Well, my wonderful people, I don't like to chook matter or chook mouth for any matter where concern APC, but this one I must surely chook my mouth. The last time that the so-called APC told the Nigerians or promised Nigerians that they are going to uplift 100 million Nigerians from poverty, they ended up pushing 137 million Nigerians into multi-dimensional poverty. So this one, that is why Shehu Sani come out to say that this girl, she have a mental issue that she really needs prayers. Well, we will pray for her because telling us that they are going to lift the 133 million Nigerians out of poverty, that means, my dear people, make una hear the greatest news that this APC is planning to set almost over the 200 million Nigerians into poverty in this their current administration. Believe it or leave it, but before the end of 4 years, if really they succeeded at the tribunal, be rest assured that the only few people that will be smiling is the ones at the government house, is the ones having contracts, or is the ones that they are being used to loot our funds to foreign countries. So make una get ready, because I go on the Nakareka, whether you be Nigeria, you be Biafra, you be Oduduwa, I be na where you be. Even if you are a foreigner in that very particular contraction called Nigeria, get ready, because the worst is about to come. Coming from this so-called All Poverty Congress Party, that is APC. They're gonna see wetin dey happen. All these so-called man of God that we have in Nigeria that have nothing again to say other than intruding into politics. This one is the general overseer of Deeper Life Church, where his name be Kumuye. He come out to reveal that what God will do through Tinubu. I listened to one pastor, I think somebody Monroe. The man is from US. The man said that no matter any change, no matter how you pray for a demon, the demon can never change to become a real human being. In other words, he said that all these our pastors waiting their prayers all the time, praying for somebody, or telling the masses or their masses that the person at the helm of the affairs of that very particular government or country will make things good. He said the pastors is not only deceiving themselves, but not telling their congregation the truth too. In other words, look at what Kumi is telling us, that God will use Tinubu to do a great things. Our pastors, our so-called pastors, whether they are na God call them or are them call God, always are the wrong of the politics. That is the simple truth. They can never say the truth simply because they are afraid of being attacked or for their church to be closed down. How can you be praying that Tinubu will do things? Under 2 months, the man said that we voted for him, whereby even he himself, at his acceptance speech, he said, I know that majority of you does not vote for me. And according to English language, where they follow, they said, majority carries the vote. Then how can the minority win vote in Nigeria? And people are clapping for him and saying that he will do wonders. Upon all the whole general overseers we have in that very particular country, they can never pray Nigeria out of the bad government we are always saying. Nigeria have had this culture of missing the past administration. We missed Obasanjo, we missed Goodluck Jonathan, we missed what they call it, Yaradua, we missed Buhari, his name Buhari. So tell me what this one will do. It will get worse, because I told my congregations, I told my followers and my fans and my subscribers that anything that will make Nigeria to miss Muhammadu Buhari, that means Nigeria is gone, and that is where we are at this point in time. Go on the street and ask people. They will tell you that Buhari is a saint, whereby Buhari almost killed 20 million Nigerians because of the illegal deal he signed with the US. They are the one that rigged the election for him, and they tell him that they have nothing to do. A general that can never wipe out the entire, what they call it, insurgency in Nigeria is not worthy to be a general. That one is a general over Omuwai. Kumuyi reveals what God will do through Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You are not telling yourself the truth. You know it. Not when we talk right, they say, touch not my anointing and do my prophet know him. That anointing, now you go kill all of one. When they talk about anointing. But they're quick to criticize armed robbers, politicians. But when they talk about all this one that say God call them, whether not them call God, he say, touch not my anointing. That anointing, low mark by ndara. Anyway, my people, make on hear this one. This one is coming from Anambra State, the state of Chukuma, Chasom, Mbafu, Soludo. The one community where they for Anambra State, they don't reject the monarchy where they give them the what they call it, the Igwe title. Where go collect a certificate from Soludo, they say no, the Hikaba. Say Soludo must revoke that certificate because that one, if I say the man a criminal, I've been a kidnapper. Anyway, my wonderful people, let us go straight to the reason why we are here this morning. But before that, remember you need to subscribe, like, comment, and of them all, make sure this message, it goes viral. Use your two hands there, both your left and right. To Sarah Mozia, go to Nyuku, no Nyantaka, you get why. That is your duty. My duty is to bring this news to your doorstep. And you have to do what? To support the ministry so that the ministry will get to the permanent site. Share this message. Even if you cannot subscribe, share it. The people who will share it, they will subscribe. You get the point now? So let us proceed. No time to tell time. And before that, anyway, that one is a story for another day. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Hypop Nnamdi Kanu, has slammed the Fulani control government over his continued detention despite court ordering his release from DSS dungeon. Nigerian news report that Kanu stated this while reacting to the cancellation of the hearing of his case at the Supreme Court scheduled for September 14th. The Hypop leader approached the Apex Court to determine the legitimacy of his continued detention after the appeal court, Abuja, discharged and acquitted him. Speaking on Nnamdi Kanu's behalf, after he visited the IPOB leader, Ifeanyi Chukwu Ejiofor said, why is the Fulani government of Nigeria or of a country over 200 million people afraid of just ordinary one man's case? A Fulani government which invaded Nnamdi Kanu's house in Afaruku, Ibeku, and killed over 28 innocent civilians. A Fulani government that criminally abducted Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya and extraordinarily renditioned him to Nigeria. What exactly are they afraid of? They don't know what they are doing, and they know that this man, he hold them at sukrutum. That is why they don't want to hear the truth again from his mouth, because the world have already opened their eyes on the marginalization and the extrajudicial killings that is happening in the southeastern region of the country. Ejiofor claimed that the Fulani government appealed against the judgment of the Court of Appeal, which discharged him and prohibited his further trial and detention, would not be heard because the Fulani government intends to illegally detain him indefinitely, according to the news. He added, there is presently no charge pending before any court against Nnamdi Kanu, yet he is still being detained based on an unprecedented order of stay of execution in total disagreement or disregard to his constitutionally guaranteed right to personal liberty. Where in the world has it ever happened that the court discharged a person, order for his unconditional release, prohibited prohibited his further detention and trial, yet that person is still being held in solitary confinement. Nowhere in the world, not even the Banana Republic, can ever entertain this nonsense. Kanu is only exercising his right to self-determination, a globally recognized right, which is also provided for in the Nigerian Constitution and other international conventions and treaties which Nigeria is signatories to. Whether the appeal is heard today or not, the truth remains unchanging. Nnamdi Kanu has not committed any offense known to the law. If he had, then let Fulani control government of Nigeria will not be afraid of prosecuting their own case. Of course, if you have committed any offense, then charge him to court. But moreover, let him go to prison and serve his sentence. As simple as that. But keeping him in detention till this moment is what cannot be accepted. According to Sheikh Usane, in another development, former Kaduna Central lawmaker Alhaji Sheikh Usane has reacted to the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu's announcement that the federal government, Fulani government, plans on lifting 133 million Nigerians out of poverty. We are heading to 200 million people into multi-dimensional poverty. Believe it or leave it, but this APC, that is their plans, and that is how they have already drawn the map that it will happen. According to Nigerian News, record that Edu had said this on Monday while speaking with the heads of agencies under the ministry. According to the newly sworn-in minister, Fulani government can only achieve this through different interventions and initiatives to reduce poverty. We are moving forward. What is the most important is that we will keep our focus on lifting 133 million Nigerians out of poverty. We can do it in phases, a step at a time, because with determination and strong will, nothing is impossible, she said. Reacting to Edu's promise, Sani declared that she needs prayers to achieve defeat. He recounted how former President Muhammadu Buhari also made the same promise but failed to achieve it, rather plunging Nigeria or more Nigerians into multi-dimensional poverty. Speaking via Twitter, he wrote, "The lady minister, Betta, who wants to lift 133 million Nigerians out of poverty, needs prayers. We have been through these lifting promises under Buhari's regime. Wike will get himself into trouble, or get himself and Tinubu into serious trouble." This one is a headline for another day. Kumuyi don't come again, no, come carry in own mouth, come the two for election matter, we no concern him. Deeper Life Church General Overseer Pastor William Kumuyi on Tuesday urged Nigerians to be at ease, noting that God will rebuild Nigeria through Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Are you sure? Remember that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not yet certified president. He only there on interim basis, not until the court said so, according to what we are hearing. Pastor Kumuyi stated this while addressing newsmen ahead of the monthly global crusade of the church scheduled for Osogbo on Thursday. He said, God has not forsaken the country, and Nigerians will witness a new country through the so-called president of the All Poverty Congress. According to the cleric, Tinubu's cabinet members were carefully chosen, adding that Nigerians should cooperate with the new administration. God will make the country walk through them. Nonsense topic. He said, let's forget the past. This is a new day, and I believe we all believe that we are going to see new things for our country through Bola Ahmed Tinubu and through the members of the cabinet. Good things will happen. And I hope tomorrow you will not come out and tell us that maybe the God that spoke to you have made mistake, and maybe all the wave go somehow. You didn't see it clear, because that is exactly what you will say. And when people complain, what you hear in the comment section is that, touch not my anointing, touch not my anointing. You people cannot even pray, and to claim to be a general overseer, you will not see this calamity coming to meet Nigerians. But it's only when they struggle and make themselves, force themselves into Nigerians, that you people will come out and tell us that they are going to do great things. The taste of the food and the taste of the pudding is from the look. We have started seeing shege even when they have not even lasted up to complete 100 days in office, and you are here preaching to us. There and there everywhere. calling yourself man of God. But you people cannot pray Nigeria out of this situation we are into. If you look at the new ministers one by one, you will see the good things they have done, either as state governors of the past or as former ministers. And I will say they have been carefully chosen. If we support and accept them, and if we are not criticizing their every step, we believe that God will walk through them and use them as instruments to build our nation. We are waiting. These are all the promises that you people make. You forgot to tell us that, even the past government did well, because all of you still talk. When it becomes worse, everybody will go back to their homes and allow the poor masses to go. Because you people are not even looking for anything. Even during the time of COVID-19, I created a platform where poor masses will be out of their own money, where they go take chop, they go take and they sow seed, they pay tithe, even from their homes. God will perform a miracle in the heart of our leaders, and their heart will be towards the people and the wisdom to lead us and do everything that will benefit us as a country. And the Lord himself will do it in their hearts. Speaking on the continued rise in the number of churches and social vices, the cleric said, the church will revive just as God touches the heart of every man. He said, there are many churches and we have not seen anything we should see. That is why we are here as SCAN. What do we need? A change in our lives, transformation in our lives and in the country. And what we are believing is that the churches will get up. There will be a revival in our churches. Even while the poor masses are suffering. Even while the poor masses are suffering. Share your own palliatives. You refuse to do. Now you are preaching to them. Anyway, the people of Isu and Iocha community in Oka North local government area of Anambra State have rejected the newly installed traditional ruler of the community, Igwe Mkporora Ngini. Igwe Ngini was last week issued a certificate of recognition by Governor Chukwuma Charles Soludo as the traditional ruler of the community. But the indigenous of the community, in a peaceful protest to the Anambra State Government House, Oka, on Wednesday, said Ngini was not the choice of the people, but an imposition by a few elements in the community. The protest wielded placards with inscriptions such as Igweship election was conducted under crisis and confusion. We reject Mkporora Ngini as traditional ruler. Ngini family cannot dictate for Isianocha, Chikodi, Anara, Ebakeba. Leave Isianocha alone. Isianocha need peace, not war, among several others. The protesters who chanted solidarity songs at the gate of the government's house were led by the President General of the community, Mr. Frederick Chukwuma Egunwa, while narrating the grosses of the protesters to government officials, said the government of Governor Chukwuma Soludo said earlier that there will be no election in communities that have crisis, and Isianocha is one of such. But Tony Nwabo Nwanne, Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters, went ahead to conduct a shabby election. They coerced a few individuals to come and stand as electorates. The stakeholders did not even know about it. He ignored the governor's directives for his own personal reasons. Chikode Anara, who sold our land, has been doing everything possible to subdue every piece of evidence. That is why they conspired to present someone to the governor as our Igwe. We don't accept that move. All we want now is peace in our communities. The protesters were received by the Secretary to the State Government, SSG, Professor Solo Chukwulo Bello, who was represented by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Local Government and Community Affairs, Mr. Fidelis Nnazo. Nnazo assured the protesters that the government will look into their grievances and the protest letter and take necessary actions within 1 week. He said the government will set up a committee immediately to look into the Isianocha matter with a view to resolving it and bringing peace back to the town to enable the Soludo administration to carry on his developmental projects in all parts of the state without any hindrances. The protesters later submitted their opposition letter to the government but noted that they would not hesitate to return if the government did not keep its promise within the 1 week stated. So, my wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, Ndi Human Adema, the lovers of Biafran freedom, you be like say, now here we go take live on. Make on read this one, digest it, do the necessary things one are supposed to do before we will come back again with another blockbuster. And I still remember, my name never changed. I am Amandia Neze from the platform of Fullgist Daily Talk. Remember, I still remain that your media man with a difference, or that your broadcaster where gets swaggy, where they give you things the way it is, where they bring better news to your doorstep. Please use your two left hand and right hand to Sarah Mosiah. Share this message. It has to go to every nooks and cranny. Federal government have to come out to explain to us why are they afraid of one person, one man, which is Nnamdi Kanu. Then they have been postponing his judgment from May to September. Now from September they have shifted it to God knows where, maybe to 2025. How can you keep somebody awaiting trial for over 2 good years? There's no any single trial, no any single court case like hanging on his neck or on his ear. Yet you still hold him hostage. It is never done that way. And the Biafrans have come together and said they cannot accept such ill treatment to the young man who have not done anything to the federal government of Nigeria or to the Fulani control government of Nigeria. So make una do what? Make una do care to release this young man, because the court of competent jurisdiction, the second highest court in the land, has declared him free, and they should let him go with even compensation and sorry where they on top. See it? And I say no. Banana Republic now have no any single regard for the rule of law. Anyway, my wonderful people, make on read this one. I'm coming back again with another blockbuster. Remember to share, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye. Have a nice day. Bye for now. Kenesiano.